The whole process is really just like a vibration. Once you get over that initial 3 seconds, you're like, oh wow, this is nothing.
I have a lot of scars on my wrists. I started cutting probably at like 11 years old. It was one of my first outlets. I've always struggled with depression and stuff like that. I'm Patty. I'm getting the scar tattoo procedure done today. The scars, they all represent something, and I think that turning a past somewhat into something like beautiful, it's gonna mean so much to me to highlight them. I'm not trying to hide them because I still have my rough days, I'm not gonna lie, but this is gonna be a constant reminder that like, one, no matter what, it will always be okay, and that I have my daughter, like always, to be a good inspiration and mom too, so. My daughter is a Leo. I wanted to get some kind of like lion. I'm super excited, especially to like tell her the meaning, but like as a 7-year-old, I don't need to go into too much detail with her. She's gonna love it. I just know that she will. She's an artist herself in her own ways, so.
Being a tattoo artist is a huge blessing because we get to make other people feel confident. It's a form of self-expression. I'm Kat Tat, I'm a tattoo artist, and I'm the owner of Enigma Tattoo here in Beverly Hills. I've been tattooing for a little over 10 years now. In my 10 years of tattooing, I have been requested to do all kinds of scar tissue cover-ups. A lot of times people will want keloids and things covered up, so I have a lot of experience with it.
I'm super easy when it comes to working with tattoo artists, especially talented ones. So I'm pretty much like gonna trust her. I'm gonna put my arm out and just like go for it. I mean, I love obviously getting tattoos, but this is also gonna be like a huge part of my story moving forward as well. People have said like, don't you care what you're gonna look like when you're old? And I'm like, well no, like I'm gonna be older, one, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool to have tattoos because I think that, you know, what's in here more so matters the most. I think that they lighten the world up a little bit, so to speak.
I know you were thinking something like a lion design.
Yeah.
So I thought we could do something like a lion and kind of like a mandala type.
Oh my God, that's like perfect.
The sizing is actually perfect. I thought that the lion design and the flower with a ton of line work was perfect because you could still see her scars through it.
I'm a little nervous because when you go over scars with tattoo guns, I think it just depends. It's gonna be a little bit more sensitive, but honestly, this is an area that I can tolerate a lot of pain.
Patty's design has 1,000,001 lines, so I'm gonna use one of my finest needles, which is a 3 round tight liner, and this way I'm able to get every single line in there and not miss a beat of detail. The stencil that I put on Patty will stay on as long as I don't wipe it too much. So I'm holding my napkin folded up. I have ointment on my hand that I can use to help with wiping so that I'm not scraping her dry skin, but I also don't want to wipe with too much soap and water because I want to keep my stencil in place. So I'm taking very small steps and I'm wiping each line immediately after I tattoo it and moving on to the next line. If I am able to determine that this scar can be covered, then I pretty much have to just act like it's not there. It's more so with the design. So I have to place the design strategically over the scar so that it hides it or, you know, enhances it or whatever the client wants. Once you have the design figured out to where it's going to cover the scar, you treat the skin like regular skin.
Yeah, it's so weird. Some spots, all you feel is like vibration. I don't feel no pain.
Once I'm done with the entire outline, I wipe it off again, I grab my shader, and now it's time to add the shading. So I'm using just loose strokes just to add those gradients and make this really pop and come to life. but I'm avoiding the middle of the face because this is where she really wants her tattoos to show. So I'm using contrast to go around the lion's face so that these scars in the middle can still stand out. Patty's tattoo took probably about 2.5 hours. Once she's finished, I'm gonna clean it really, really good, take her over to the mirror, make sure she loves it and doesn't hate me. Alrighty, you're all finished. Ready to check it out?
Yeah.
All right, take a look.
Oh, girl, that is dope.
And it still highlights your scars right in there.
I love it.
Do you wanna take a look in the mirror?
Yeah. Oh, girl. At the end, standing in front of the mirror, it made me feel somewhat full. Not that scars limit you, because they don't. I don't think that they do at all. I was just like, oh my God, like that's on me, you know? It makes me think of my daughter because she is a Leo, and being able to see me as her mom overcoming things over and over.
Working with Patty was amazing. She walked in the door, she was this fun, cute, like ball of energy. She was so excited to get her tattoo. More often than not, I'm asked to cover the scar, which is why I thought this was really, really cool and unique that she didn't want to completely get rid of them. She wanted to highlight them. So it was a different type of procedure for me, but I think we executed it great, and I'm just happy that she was happy with it. Most times, if the tattoo is, done the way it's supposed to, it probably won't need a touch-up. Although bigger tattoos and tattoos with such tiny little lines like that, with such immense amount of detail, I will always recommend a second session just to make sure that nothing fell out, and that everything looks perfect.
Getting it touched up, I think, I was looking at it, and in all tattoos, because it depends on how the person heals, I may get certain parts touched up, but I plan on going back to Kat anyway.
Once the tattoo is complete, it should take 2 to 3 weeks to heal. I always tell my clients to take the wrap off within an hour of the procedure. So let your tattoo breathe for the first day. The next day, you can use a little bit of light ointment or non-scented lotion. Make sure that your clothes that you're putting over it are clean, your sheets are clean. That's the main thing. Just keep it clean and keep it moisturized, and your tattoo will be fine.
It was an emotional experience with my scars and like the placement exactly of like where she put the lion, and that you can see scars on its face, like across its nose. And I hope that it's encouraging to somebody else out there, has scars that they might be ashamed of. You don't have to cover them. You can embrace your scars, because I promise you one day you will be able to help somebody else with them.
Thank you guys for watching Refinery29. For more videos, click here. And to subscribe, click here.